What's up, guys? This is George Gregory Pappas here, aka GP Lift 17. Follow me on the gram. Here to resurrect a channel that really hasn't done much of anything since spring break, besides put out that one quarantine video. So what better way than to show some bench PRs to get going? So DMAC hit 195 for 2 sets of 3 today. We filmed one of them. That was his PR for doing reps with 195. And then I tried to do reps with 235 for the first time. Got 3 on the first set. I think I can make that 4 pretty soon, maybe next week. And then I went for a second set. Wasn't really that pretty, but this is an honest channel, so we will show you it anyways. It is what it is. So an update for the channel itself is that this man you see right here is my cousin, and he's a 21-year-old named Meech who goes to Michigan State, and he's going to be a part of the channel now. So we plan on rolling out me, D-Mac, Meech, who you see here, Bus, who you've seen in the winter, and a certain man named Trevor Jarsenbeck is our main 5 going forward. And we want to put out a lot more content during the school year because there's not going to be much going on with any combination of those 5 names listed. So stay tuned for that. But now we're going to go into updates about what me and D-Mac did during quarantine and kind of what we're doing now for physique and strength-wise, just to let you guys know what the hell we've been up to for the last few months. Okay, so neither of us had a home gym, so we pretty much had to resort to training exactly how we showed you in that video. Just a bunch of pull-ups, dips, and push-ups. We just curled anything we saw in sight and wash, rinse, repeat with that over and over and over again, to the point where we still have not performed a single dip since we've been back in the gym. But besides that point, we did keep most of our strength by doing that, but the one lift where our strength just went to complete garbage was the bench press. D-Mac was having a hard time getting 185 for anything more than like 2 reps. I was having a hard time moving 2 plates for anything more than 2 reps. Now, that was definitely due to just not training it and partly due to the weight loss, which I'll touch on. But a really good fix for that, for anyone who plateaus or lost their bench, was we benched 3 times a week with 2 heavy bench focus days, and then a 3rd day of focusing on not really benching, I would say, more like overhead pressing, barbell, and then incline work with maybe a little bit of flat thrown in. That kind of frequency actually got us to match our old numbers when we were heavier, and then we actually ended up surpassing them. But now I'll go into details about like how we went about the weight loss itself. Okay, so real quick before I give this update, once the clips change over to me wearing that blue tank, that's our push day part B with me, Meech, and D-Mac, just working on some shoulder press and incline work on video. So just enjoy that beautiful footage while I go into this topic. So me and D-Mac, kind of in our old videos, we always kept saying like, once we cut. We kept saying like, we're going to do this cut after we were quote unquote bulking. And even people around me would be like, dude, you've been saying you're going to cut for this longest time. Like, when are you just going to do it? Like, what's the point of being this large? And I was like too obsessed with my strength to like give it up. But eventually, once I started creeping closer to that 210 mark, which shout out to D-Mac, he never really got above 177, 178. So his cut was a lot easier. I got up to this around this 210 mark, and I decided enough was enough. So I ended up losing a ton of body fat, which you can probably just tell on these videos. Like, my shoulders are way more defined than they used to be and everything like that. And now I'm sitting around at 193 on average at about 6'1". D-Mac sits around 173 on average at about 5'10". We're both looking way leaner now, and we're both going to keep it that way. From now on, we're not going back to this bulking thing. We're done. This is the heaviest we're going to be until we're like a lot more muscular. To wrap up the weight loss, I think we're both going to come down to like 190 and 170 respectively, maybe a tiny bit less. Sit there for a while, just try to maintain and build some lean mass, come up a little bit of weight in the winter, but we are not going anywhere near that 210 again. I just do not feel like doing this cut. It was not easy, but I'm glad it is done with. So in our short lifting careers, this is probably the hardest we've been training in the gym for 2 main reasons. The first one is pretty obvious. It's because we just didn't have a gym for a while, and it just feels good to be back. And of course, we're going to train hard. Second reason is because we know that during a big cut like this, the easiest way to hold on to your muscle mass is to keep the intensity high, not necessarily super high volume that'll tire you out, but high intensity, heavy weights, frequency, things that'll actually give your muscle a reason to stay on your body when you're shredding weight. Now, while doing this, we somehow managed to actually get stronger than we were when we were much heavier, which we're not Mr. Strength. We're both physique people, but this is just obvious science. If you're 15 pounds lighter and you're moving the same amount of weight or more, you're obviously just going to have more muscle on your body. So strength matters to a point if you combine it with good physique training, which we're doing. And this is why our body composition, all that kind of, I don't really care about ratios that much, but strength to weight ratio, body composition, all these things are the highest they've ever been and resulting in probably the best physiques we've ever had. Now, this isn't really great to say that this is our best physique, but this is just the truth. We have a lot of work to keep doing, but it's still a pretty good physique, but we want to take them from pretty good to elite, which is going to take some time. To wrap up the video, D-Max is finishing off with some incline. We'll make sure to give you more information about Meech. We had to use this video to mainly catch up about what us two have been up to, but we will definitely get you content with Meech, Jarso, and Bus coming soon. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.